Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome to A-Train Gaming, and today's video, what I want to talk about is a couple of things. First off, in the background, what you are going to be seeing is a little bit of Arena, where a lot of stuff was banned, the M8, the Man of War, Grip, BMP, CoD, so I had to use something a little bit different, use the Shiva. I actually like the Shiva a lot. It just sometimes my finger gets tired because I've never been one for like semi-automatic guns. But I hope you enjoy this video nonetheless, guys. It's pretty good gameplay. I do pretty well personally, and our team does pretty well. But let's get right into the two things I want to talk about. The first thing I want to talk about is CoD Infinite Warfare versus Call of Duty 4 Remastered. And what I mean by this is which one am I more excited for? Not which one I think is going to be better or more popular. I think a lot of people think they know the answer is CoD 4. But I'm going to be honest, out of the two, I am much more excited than for CoD Infinite Warfare. And I'm not even saying it's going to be better than CoD 4, but here's why. So, I was never really one to, a lot of people wanted remastered CODs for years now. Like, if you look back, people were tweeting about, like, they should remaster CoD 4, like, 2-3 years ago when it happened. But I never wanted remastered CODs. I wanted next gen, like, reversible, like what they did with Black Ops 1. That's it. And I know a lot of people had fun with CoD 4. It's considered one of the best games ever. And the only reason I'm not solely that excited about it, it just wasn't my game. It was the second Call of Duty I ever played on the Wii. I played World at War actually before CoD 4. And then I got CoD 4 for like Easter when I was young. Played it on the Wii. I could tell it was a good game, but the Wii, I hated it. And I wasn't that good because the controls sucked. And I was like, if you're new to Call of Duty, it's going to take some time to pick it up. Even the best players, I'm sure, weren't amazing at it right at the start. Like anything, it takes practice to get good at something. And it's just that I don't have that much memories with it. And I just know it's not my game. Like, if I played it in its prime, I think I'd be a lot more excited. But I got my game. I got Black Ops 1. Black Ops 1 was my favorite Call of Duty ever by far, and I didn't want a Black Ops 1 remastered. If I could choose between the original Black Ops 1 to be played in the Xbox One, like what they already did, or have it remastered, I just keep the 360 version, because those are the memories I have. I don't want a fancy-looking game. Maybe they could fix a couple things with connection and some of the hacks that are now in the game here and there, but other than that, I'm fine with how Black Ops 1 is. I got my game. And I understand that Modern Warfare is a lot of people's game, like CoD 4, like the original people who started playing Call of Duty. A ton of people started there that are still around to this day. So that makes complete sense to me why everyone else is excited. I'm just saying I'm not excited because, you know, I don't have that much memories. It wasn't my game, and I got the game I wanted already. With that being said, let's talk about Infinite Warfare for a bit. So, although I am very upset with the direction they are going, I completely understand the fact that, you know, if you look at, like, the timeline, they started making the game at the end of Ghost. They couldn't, like, when they really got into making the game, it was the first, like, couple months of Advanced Warfare when they say people were excited about the movement, but I don't really think people were excited about the movement because people weren't using the movement that much. Like, there were no gunfights 20,000 feet in the air. It was just to get to tall buildings. So they thought it was like, this is the next thing. This is where CoD is going. And I think it's really dumb of them to assume that Call of Duty is going to change forever because a game has a good couple of first months, where literally mostly every Call of Duty has a good couple of first months, because a lot of people buy it because they want to give it one last chance. And it's one of the best franchises ever. But just, although they have that movement, let me get back to my point. Although that movement is going to be like Black Ops 3, and that kind of angers me, it could be better. If they take away wall running, and they have a very similar movement, and they also take away specialists, I like the system better than Black Ops 3. Black Ops 3 is a very good game, but I do not like specialists because I don't like them giving you specialists, like if you do bad, like, you get a guaranteed. So I think you should have to get a certain amount of kills or a certain score to get a specialist. I don't think it should just load up over time as you play. And that's going to kind of go into my next point in a little bit here. But just Infinite Warfare, I like playing the game I watch competitively. I watch a ton of Black Ops 3 competitive again now. I never really took a break, but I think I took like 1 week off watching the CoD World League. And I went right back from Black Ops 1 to Black Ops 3. Watching competitive puts me in the mood to play that game. If you guys haven't used the Purifier in this arena in Hardpoint, it's so good right here. Just spray it. I get a little aggressive and I poke out and die. But anyway, that's just kind of what I'm thinking. Is Infinite Warfare has the movement system, which they will. It's not the end of the world because they could have that minus a couple of things I don't like about Black Ops 3. And then it just depends on if the maps are balanced, which in this game I don't think there's that many good maps. I think what they do need to do is do what Black Ops 3 did with the guns and make a ton of guns usable. If you have to continue to patch guns for months and months and nerf guns to get it to where it needs to be, so be it. I just want to use a ton of guns and not just use you know, Ghost was MTAR, Remington, and then it was all vectors, and then Advanced Warfare was all BAL, and then it was ASM1 and BAL. I want more variety, you know? And now we're going to go to my last point, which is about losing is fun, which is something White Boy 7th Street, a lot of you probably know him. He's a really old school YouTuber. I loved him, watched him in Black Ops 1. He's one of my favorite Call of Duty YouTubers of all time. He's behind the Black Market Blackout, which I've completely bought into. I haven't bought it, supply drops, since he made that video. It made a ton of sense to me. But I think he's wrong about the point where he thinks Call of Duty keeps getting worse and worse, in which case it caters to bad players. He's thinking like if you're bad, games keep giving you more and more chances to not be bad. Like, for example, you get guaranteed specialists 2 to 3 times a game, no matter how bad you're doing. And, like, I think that's always been around. There's been some stuff. There's been stopping power and juggernaut. And, like, there's always stuff. I know there's more counters for that than there are, like juggernaut's counter was stopping power, for example. But it's just, I don't think that's an issue. I just think that's a term of how the game is. And if it helps everybody. It doesn't just help bad players. It helps everybody. And I actually tweeted about this the other day, not on my Twitter account that I always leave in the description below. Follow me if you haven't already. On my personal Twitter that I do not share with you guys. And that's about, I think the worst type of people in the world are the people who are against little kids getting participation trophies for a sport. And that's something White Boy related it to, which I could not disagree with more. And here's why. I think when young kids play sports and they don't get anything, or they feel like they just watch their 3-4 best players get an award and they have to go to the ceremony or whatever they have and get nothing, I think that negatively impacts their thoughts on sports for the rest of their lives, and then kids will be less likely to play sports. Now, I think playing sports is great for being active and getting into shape. I hated it throughout high school when I played all 4 years, but still, if I didn't play sports, I wouldn't be as healthy and as active as I was throughout my whole life. So I like giving little kids participation trophies. When you get older, of course not. Like, which is kind of why I can see his point with, like, you get a bonus for just playing a game or something. But, like, I thought it was a bad analogy to him, because I think little kids should be able to get, like, little trophies of participation, because then they'll feel like they accomplished something, and they'll feel proud, and they want to continue. Sports gives them, like, a happy thought. If you give them a negative, like, if the kid for the first time in his life plays sports, and he feels embarrassed that he didn't get, like, even just a participation trophy for playing for a couple of months and going to every practice, every game, and trying his best. Doesn't matter if the kid's not the best. They're playing sports to be healthy, and that should be, like, praised. Not, like, seen as, like, I hate the people that are, like, talking about, like, 5-6-year-old kids, like, oh, he doesn't deserve a participation trophy. That's gonna be, like, that's gonna ruin him in the generation. That's what's wrong with our generation. Would you rather have us be like your generation, where in the 50s and 60s there was still segregation, racism, homophobia, which stuff I'm not against. I'm sick of all that shit, and I hate hearing older generations bag on our generation. Is our generation perfect? No. Do I hate a lot of stuff about generation? Yeah, of course. But it has nothing to do with giving little kids a little trophy. But anyway, guys, that's going to be my video today. Sorry I got in a couple of things there. Thank you all for watching, and I'll talk to you all later.